this great and beautiful country. I have studied its roots. I have gloried in the wisdom of its magnificent Constitution and its inimitable history. I have marveled at the wisdom of its founders and its framers. Generation after generation of Americans has understood the lofty ideals that underlie...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Not Governed by Reason podcast, episode 1.
Insert applause here.
Insert applause here. This is correct. We are calling this episode American Albatross. This is technically episode 1. I am Doug, here to kind of guide the waters here with you deviant motherfuckers. And there's this guy. You want to say something? Who you are?
Hi, I'm Josh Coleman. You might remember me from the last video and other things. That's all I got.
That's true.
All right there, Troy.
And in the passenger seats, we have these beautiful specimens that we kidnapped off the side of the road. They looked like they would be interested.
Well, you said you had candy, so I was interested.
That we do.
I'm a sucker for candy.
Right. My name's Guy. I'm a Libra. You may remember me as a man with a smaller beard.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I do recall that.
And I like to party.
He does like to party.
Well, I'm Mark. I'm proof that there is such a thing as too much partying. I'm here basically because Doug twisted my arm and wouldn't let go. He's a bully. Say no to bullying.
Yeah.
That's his message. He's full of shit.
Can you go back? I have something to add.
I'm taking this fucking thing off. Just a sec.
Okay, well, you know what? You don't even need the camera on me. My name is Josh, and I like to party too.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Only I like to party.
But I thoroughly enjoy it too.
I mean, this guy partied too much, but I think
I party not enough.
I successfully handle the right amount of party.
And I party too little, so we're like the singular bars of party.
Yeah, but you don't...
I liked it, but it's more past tense.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, he liked. I still like.
I still like it. I just found it doesn't yield positive results.
Yeah.
Do you find that more as you get older? That's the case?
I'm pretty sure it was the same when I was younger, too. It's just catching up.
Comes back to kicking balls.
So we got a lot of topics tonight to cover.
We do.
A lot of topics.
What's the name of that their episode again?
This episode is American Albatross. And as a lot of you may know, the debates were last night. Our first of the, what we like to call Political Puke Fest 2016.
The shit show in progress?
The shit show, and it's tomfuckery all over the place. Pure
Epic for
tomfuckery.
everyone.
Oh, sorry, I said in progress. There's no progression.
No progress.
No progression.
It's just
In no progress.
Stagnant.
In the form of no progress.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our topic board. I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably not.
Well, I can.
We'll
That's
read
really
it
all that
to you.
matters.
Mark, since you are in the first passenger seat, you get to pick the topic at hand. And of the topics, you have CVS Takeover. We have Space Water. We have Lay Down, Don't Shoot.
Spin the wheel.
We have Okla, Oh No. We have Political Puke Fest 2016. We have Kratom Concern. And we have, well, that's the people to punch in the throat. You also have Wild Card Bitches, if you...
Wild card, bitches.
Well, I'm your fucking wild card for this episode, so let's go wild card.
Okay, you get to pick the wild card. That's the wild card.
What do you want to talk about?
I would like to talk about leftover crack and why more people are not anarchists and ready and willing to stomp cops.
Oh, man. There's no ready willingness there.
I don't see much on the streets these days.
I mean, we We could, if you want to talk about that, we could talk about North Carolina right now.
We can do that interlude straight into it.
Right. There we go. Leftover crack and
Leftover crack.
they happen to be a band.
They do.
They do happen to be a band. I'm proudly supporting them today
Yes,
and every day.
on that T-shirt, he does support them every day.
I got the black dog
In the
later.
history of all the time I have known Mark, he has never had any leftover crack.
That's because there's no such thing.
Yeah.
That's the sad business with it. So you want to talk about anarchy?
I would like to talk about anarchy and how it actually could be more utilized in today's society to even things out.
Well, really, I mean, all this shit ties into itself, don't you think? I mean, it's
all chaos.
It's all chaos. Whatever, no matter who we choose in this end, it's not going to make people happy. People aren't fucking happy with this decision, no matter what.
Well, that's true.
So maybe we will see anarchy.
How do you please everybody?
You don't,
don't.
unless it's sexually.
Sexually.
And that's you just got to give a lot of hand jobs.
And everybody should always be sexually pleased.
Always.
Always.
That should be the American way.
That should be the American way. But
it's not.
It's
but
not.
but it's not.
For some reason, it is not.
For some reason.
That's I don't get.
Do we
it.
not support hedonism here? We support everything.
So what do you want to see in change? I mean, if you call for, I mean, true anarchy. If we're gonna talk textbook anarchies,
Textbook.
anarchy.
There's a cookbook I
Textbook
hear.
anarchy is not necessarily going to work in this great country of ours.
No.
But there are some good steps we could take in a positive direction.
So would you say vote libertarian?
I would say vote libertarian for now. That would be a good starting point. Let's get rid of government-ran militarized police forces.
So you're going the peaceful?
Jail some
Peaceful side?
bankers.
I believe that laws can be enforced peacefully as well as they can be, with a gun shooting random people constantly.
Speaking of which, let's take a look at the board.
Well, we do have lay down, don't shoot.
Let's start there.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, let me pull up my fact sheet here.
Are we going to get fact-checked?
You guys are going to be fact checked.
All right, so I'm going to spew
Do we need a
Google now.
bibliography?
verbal vomit that might or might not be true.
On September 20th, a gentleman named Kevin Lamont Scott was shot in Charlotte. And since then, the city has been under complete unrest, to the point where they've called in the National Guard. Not that it matters, they've still been hitting the streets. Mm-hmm. And they are calling for full release of the video. They released a little taste. Mm-hmm. A little taste.
But not the whole thing.
But not the whole thing. And now, last night, this crowd went into the council and called for the resignation of the mayor, the police chief.
Wow.
They had some really touching tactics with it.
But some bold demands.
Some bold demands. But this is the whole. I'm being terrible at production right now.
Oh, that's quite all right. Multitasking is not the easiest thing.
So that's basically the coverage of this. So people are instead of doing the hands up.
Did we
don't
ever
shoot,
find out why? What was the reason he got shot?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
No.
I honestly haven't seen the video
was-
of anything
was-
that was released on that.
Was he in compliance the whole time?
I'm not sure.
'Cause
I saw one picture, and it was from a conservative news source, and the gun on the ground, or a gun that might or might not have been photoshopped in, was lying on the ground next to the guy.
Okay.
So he possibly was armed, or disarmed at the time of his death, but that's the only thing that I kind of know, but I haven't seen anything else from the video, so I don't know anything about compliance.
Yeah.
Or what he did.
I didn't get a chance to watch the video.
He's right by his car, so my assumption is just a routine traffic stop.
Okay, so it was a routine traffic stop that turned into a murder.
Quite possibly.
Doesn't anybody think that's a little strange?
The frequency is the strange part.
Well, yeah,
The frequency of them is the strange part, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
it's a very disturbing thing.
it is. You're taking a human life that you can't untake that human life.
No.
That's terrible. And you think of people say that the officer has to live with that. That officer made that decision, and that was their first option. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you You have to think about preserving life, not destroying it. You're a police officer. You're there to keep order. Like,
What happened to the day and age where they were actually called like peacekeepers?
peacekeepers.
They were like community members.
Yeah.
They would like
The most honorable
Well,
man.
and that was
They'd
one of
help
the
you
things
get
I was
your cat
talking about with
out of the tree.
the militarized police force is it has gone from protect and serve to enforce law. Period.
Enforce.
And with
With
emphasize on force.
Yeah. And that's not right.
I wouldn't disagree with that whatsoever.
Like, how do you expect people to feel if you pull them over for, oh, you had a taillight out, now step out of the car, I'm going to tear everything that's in the car apart because I have a hunch, and then if I see you do anything, I'm just going to shoot you. Like, they can do these things and they're getting away with it. Like,
You look like somebody else that we know has a warrant.
Yeah.
yeah. They were like, oh, we asked for his ID.
I feel like that was the cops' way of saying all black people look alike.
Yeah.
I really feel
And is that not a disturbing thing in this?
That's
like,
very disturbing.
In this culture or this country that we live in, rather, like,
the only people that I think fit the stereotype of all look alike are Asians. I mean, all Asians look alike, but other than
I mean, it's in the genetics. You can
it
see
is. It's definitely.
you can see it. But you can tell the difference between a Chinese person, a Korean person, a Japanese person, a Vietnamese person.
About as well as you can tell the difference between a Russian person, a Czech person, a German person.
I can. I mean, that's just me, though. But I guess that's like the difference between like a Venezuelan and an Argentinian, a Chilean, you know, like a Mexican. Like,
I
people-
love that sass you got with that. The Chilean.
Sorry, it came out of me.
I just go by I assume I know nothing.
Why? If this guy is guilty, you know, like if he did pull a gun or whatever, why won't the cops release all the footage?
That's the troubling part.
Because and now you got to think about that. Like, why'd they only release part of the footage? Well, that looks very guilty on their part. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So-
then there's also, you know, in any other court case, they don't release most of the evidence until it's time for the case because of discovery.
Well, yeah, you can get it suppressed though. And
Well, you can get some evidence suppressed, but the majority of it, or names of people deceased, aren't released until the family's been notified. They do hold things back for a
I'm
while
on
for
film, catching the
specific
reasons.
reasons.
No, yeah, I feel you.
Not to say that this looks good
No.
by any means.
No, it looks very shady.
But there might be something else behind them holding the video back.
Probably the things the officer did that didn't comply with human rights or civil liberties.
And
like,
that's a very good possibility because that is, you know, a recurring theme in police stops these days. I don't know the Constitution. I'm going to deny you of this right, even though you say it's a constitutional right.
they think, well, they just enforce the law.
I don't know the Constitution. I'm bound to protect, uphold and protect.
I swore an oath. They gave me a gun and a car and told me to protect this town and do whatever, and I just did whatever.
Free gas and bullets.
Free ass and bullets.
So last night during this town hall meeting
Okay.
or city council meeting, Reverend Milton Williams.
Million.
Million.
I thought you were gonna say like Creflo $1 million.
That would have been so
Where are your
fucking awesome.
glasses?
My contact's actually in, but I'm just a little red-eyed.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I've been killing whiteys, if you know what I mean. But anyways, this guy, he did say, it's going to be rough on these streets until you give justice to the people.
That's true.
It's true.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, if the people can bind together and have a demand that's easily met,
Yeah.
and have that demand not be seen, then the people will see. Well,
The officer responsible for this guy does life. That's what they really want. Yeah.
well, that's what they want. Whether or not that's justified is yet to be released.
Well, that's where we're at. So that's why there's a lot of civil unrest going on because
So,
it's in this gray area.
answer these questions and, you know, pretend that the people actually do have a voice.
Well, that's up to them. I mean,
we were talking about riots being the voice of the unheard.
Yes.
If you demand something as a group of people,
You have to
it
know what
does
you're demanding?
It does. Yeah, hopefully you know what you're demanding. But if the demands are not met, or at least,
catered to a little bit.
pretend that we are listening. Here's a little bit of what you asked for. That is probably going to be where the unrest continues.
I say we give grain alcohol.
Give grain alcohol.
Yeah, whenever there's riots. You got to go with grain alcohol.
Riot punch.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just put out fucking water coolers on the corners of
Just-
any major intersection.
Just milk jugs full of
So,
grain alcohol.
real quick. This matter, I mean, don't you think it's not... I mean, yeah, we're hearing a lot about black people.
Yes.
Do you think it's a matter of a nationwide thing or a problem with just black people? Don't you think Hispanics probably deal with it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Asians.
I'm sure everybody deals with a little bit of it. I'm
yeah.
not going to lie.
They do, but the major voices you're hearing in this are the Black Lives Matter movement, and that's not about Mexicans, and that's not about white people. That's about black people. If it were a different movement,
Is that what it's about?
you would hear. Yeah, well, I think
Well-
that's it. Assumed by the name of the movement.
I mean, but but
I thought they were saying, like, black lives are made of matter.
made of
They
matter.
just take up space because they're made of
Well,
matter.
We're all
pretty
made
sure
of matter.
Everybody is made of matter.
Well, all lives are made of matter.
But
then.
then wouldn't all lives be made of matter? Yeah.
All
We
lives
just
are.
went over this, Doug. Yes, all lives are made of matter.
That doesn't necessarily mean they all matter.
In parallel universes, it might be antimatter.
Antimatter.
So what do you think this change is going to be, though? I mean, it's got to be bigger than police, obviously. Police are a fucking problem with this. Yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
Well-
but there's a societal problem too.
There is this surprise. Look at the 50s and the 60s in
I
America.
can't. I am in the 2000s.
That's fine, but if you look back on history,
Tell me
we
when you
were
get a time
fighting for
machine.
civil rights and liberties. There was a movement, and now people are just forgetting about this, and we have to still fight for it.
Well, I think those movements died down a little because
That's what I'm saying.
Because the rights that they were fighting for back then were eventually met.
Yes,
Everything they were
differ
fighting
than
for
today.
It is a different movement today.
Yes.
I've got a movement in my pantalones
These things
right
happen.
now.
like a bowel-
Talking about
a
all
bowel
this police
movement?
No.
You
I
spitting
mean,
diarrhea.
I'm getting a little chubbed up here after all this talk of police brutality.
That's
and
Dougie, aka Dookie Shoes.
Dookie shoes. What say you?
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, Mr. Quiet,
been-
quiet face over here. I mean, shit.
What? I agree with you guys. It's fuck. I don't know.
All right, Trump.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Trump way.
You're gonna
I
pull the
agree.
Trump
You
card?
guys are right.
You're pulling the trump card.
Yep.
This guy.
But honestly, guys, but honestly,
But honestly,
I agree.
Honestly, I agree.
phrasing.
It's all about phrase.
Not for nothing. That's another good phrase.
So now we're starting to see cops get accountable, right? Being held accountable for some shit,
We've
right?
always seen it in the past too.
Not so much.
You do pretty frequently,
Eh.
especially when there's
What?
there's a
they
people.
get lighter sentences.
What kind of accountable?
Well, you get I'm pretty sure you're queuing into the officer in Tulsa being charged with manslaughter.
being
Yes.
a police officer?
How many times in the recent past have cops been charged, however, either acquitted or not taken past a grand jury?
Yeah, they've been
More often than not, they're getting charges,
Yeah.
but they never make it past a grand jury
Right.
or never take it to trial.
Right.
So this
right.
is not going to be anything new with the lady in Tulsa.
You don't think it's because
There-
it's a lady? That she's, like, it's becoming more public?
I don't even know. Well, I pay attention to this
I
stuff
don't
all the
even-
time, so I don't know that it's necessarily more public.
Right.
I haven't seen it on mainstream media.
I mean, you don't hear a lot about, manslaughter charges. First degree
No.
manslaughter charges being
Which is
pressed
a justifiable
on.
charge
Oh,
for
absolutely.
shooting somebody in the line of duty.
Oh, absolutely.
You're a human being.
Absolutely.
You're a citizen and a human being shooting another citizen and a human being. You have the same rights and liberties as that person. Just because you're a police officer, it's like you have certain privileges there. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting a lighter sentence for committing a crime that would grant another person life in prison. It's
Well,
the scales are tipped a little in some others' favor. Is all I'm trying to say.
Cops are fish for the sharks.
They're people too, man.
Cops are fish for the sharks. So I mean, like when you talk about the political system, I mean, the cops are the lower. They're the bait.
The pawn.
You know, they're the ones that bring and deliver.
We'll talk chess. They're
to
the
the
pawns.
judges and to the higher ups
No,
and
that-
fill
and
the
that-
prison system.
That's true.
They do.
And so,
They're trying to build a prison.
I mean,
they're trying to build a
is
prison.
it a problem with our cops, or is it a problem with all of it? I mean, our whole judicial system in general.
It's flawed.
I mean, from all the way, it's lawyers, it's public defenders, it's fucking jails, it's
Well, I mean,
the me saying something about getting rid of the militarized police force. I'd also like to say something about getting rid of the free labor prisons as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's that gigantic prison strike that's going on right now,
yeah.
just getting bigger.
It is.
All of these people who are in for-profit prisons who've just decided to stop letting these prisons profit.
Yes. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking great.
Hell yeah.
Good for them.
I mean, what do they get paid a day in commissary? Like $2
I have
or
no
something?
idea.
No,
It's-
probably not even.
I
It's like 75 cents or something.
I thought it was like 15 cents an hour is what they work for.
you guys-
I could be wrong on that. It's something ridiculous.
Do you guys know there are only 5 things that constitute as a crime?
I'm going to look this up. What 5 things?
Murder, arson, slander and libel, theft, and there's one other one that I can't remember, and I think it's rape. So those are the only 5 actual crimes that there are.
That are written into the Constitution?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
they say that in it says the prison policy initiative reports the average of the minimum wage for prisoners paid by the states for non-industry work is 93 cents an hour, and the lowest wage reported for prisoners working in private industry is a mere 16 cents.
I was 1 cent off. I was lowballing them.
You
16
lowball a
cents
lot.
an hour. What do you do with that?
Lowballing and underhanding.
You can make a 20-minute phone call on 1-800-ATT or whatever it was.
So, we hear about the prisons hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
But yet, obviously, they're making money off this fucking labor. And,
Bob Barker.
And these guys are getting 13. Yeah, Bob Barker's banking off that shit.
All the indigent kits, everything. Bob Barker shoes. I
Bob
got the Bob
Barker.
Barker pants. I got the Bob Barker
The
toothbrush.
the shower
gel,
soap,
yeah.
shampoo, shave,
maximum
lube.
security, it's called, that you get in minimum security prison.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
That's what's keeping him alive.
I
I'm
wanted to
pretty
keep.
sure.
There's all that money.
I wanted to keep the shoes that they give you, the non-verse.
The cruisers.
The non-verse.
Yeah.
They were Velcro Converse. They were the comfiest things
cruisers.
ever.
The cruisers. Whoa, I lost my switch there. Whoa.
Whoa.
That was pretty cool. That was a black and white feed.
But yeah.
I was thinking Wayne's World there for a second.
So, I mean, let's talk some solutions on this fucking shit.
On
Right?
social issues.
On prison.
On prison.
Well, I mean, there's
and cops and the killing of black peoples.
Well, we can first right away start getting rid of the mandatory minimum sentences in the majority of states that it's still run in. There's one thing, and the war on drugs that'll take care of a lot of others. I am good on the candy for now. Like I said, you already lured me in here with the candy.
But okay, so if I just decided to pull you over, right? And you got tired of dealing with me because I pulled you over, and you walk away and I shoot you. Is that manslaughter or murder?
Murder.
Am I shot in the back
No, well, it depends.
if I'm walking away?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna shoot you in the head.
Cold-blooded.
I believe that would be murder.
That's murder on any level. I don't care.
As far as I'm
care who you
concerned,
are.
I'm unarmed. I'm not under arrest.
Am
I mean, I would verify first. Am I under arrest or am I free to go?
Here's a tip out there, podcast land. If you're ever pulled over and the police starts getting a little crazy with you, just straight up tell them, am I being detained? If they say no, say then I don't have to talk to you anymore. Have a nice day. And that's your tip from Guy who likes to party.
And then they will shoot you.
Yeah.
But
but
give him
If
fair
you
warning.
don't die, it's a great lawsuit.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you
Yeah,
die,
it's a great lawsuit.
it's still
You're
a
next
great
to
lawsuit,
kin.
and your family will
Yeah,
live well.
They'll win.
Yeah.
and another police officer who murders people will have been taken off the street. Sadly, it cost you your life, though.
Right.
And it shouldn't have.
Well, the shitty thing is, 2 more will pop up in his place.
Well, he won't necessarily be taken off the street
I
either,
think-
because what was that guy's name in New York that was
I-
selling cigarettes and got choked to death?
Yeah.
Eric Garner.
Eric Garner. That police officer was taken off the streets on administrative leave and then given a permanent desk job where he actually makes more than he was on the beat.
I think there should be stricter psychological exams for police officers.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you have to deal with the public, you should be the guy. Not, oh, we took this guy from the academy, or oh, we got this lady from the academy, and we don't know how well they did. It's obviously not strict enough because you have psychopaths out here killing people.
I like your psychological testing idea, but I still think that there should also be like a mandatory amount of service in a branch of the fighting military, i.e. the Marines or the Army.
A mandatory maximum?
No, minimum. You've got to have done at least 4 years, a certain number of tours in combat. So
Because
you
those
know what's
peop-
going
yeah.
on, but you still have to pass those psychological exams, so you could keep a cool head
Exactly.
under extremely stressful situations.
Duress, yeah. While thinking of your weapon as your last resort, because even in territories where you're at war, unless you are commanded to fire, you are not allowed to fire your weapon.
Precisely.
So,
I mean, I watched a video about. I think
basically-
it was concerning actually the Charlotte,
okay.
where a guy was saying, "I just got out of.
Yep,
I just
I
got
saw
out
the
of the
same
Army."
video, and that's why I know.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you look at that, and it's like he's like, when you're in combat at war with an enemy, and that's another
In a
thing.
different country.
What I never understood was things like the Geneva Convention. So, like, it basically outlawed like
Torture.
torture, punji pits, like things like that, like things that would cause you to have a slow death, like tri-pointed like blades and stuff
Oh, yeah.
because you can't stitch the wound. It's war. That is your enemy. If you declare war on somebody, that's your enemy. What do you care how humane it is? You know, and if you have to make.
It's the difference between a quick death and a slow death.
Yeah, I understand all that, but if you have to make a distinction between that, then you shouldn't be at war at all. We should all be working together to solve the fucking world problems instead of fucking destroying each other. That's all I'm trying to say.
As an alternative, I prefer peace. However,
Well, that is peace.
it doesn't necessarily work today.
It doesn't always work that way.
It doesn't because
Peace isn't always an option.
We have, 6.8 billion people on the planet.
yeah,
I can't get along with my brother,
I understand.
let alone the other
is that the-
6.7999 billion people on the planet.
So is nature then just war? Everything's nature.
Well, you're not gonna,
Animals war
Yeah.
all the time.
Hashtag fry the bacon.
Hashtag
you're an
fire.
animal. You're not going to get rid of your animal instincts, and one of those is to fight.
Apparently,
Hashtag fry the bacon.
and
Hashtag fry the bacon.
and never give up that fight. You know, like don't go down like a punk. That's all I'm trying to say. Hashtag damn that's tasty. Is that like fuck that's delicious? Damn that's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the watered down version. I'm sitting here with my delicious Icelandic water that's pH'd at 8.88.
It's probably
Just a
made
little
in
place.
like some guy's backyard.
Right,
In fucking
in some guy's
Portland.
bathtub.
It's my bathtub. It drains straight into bottles. I sell it to one store here in Fort Collins.
Walgreens.
That Walgreens.
The one Walgreens.
That one Walgreens.
Oh man.
Don't worry, I bathed in it first.
Hashtag that kid is back on the escalator.
I hope his pants get caught and a bloodbath ensues.
Jesus Christ, man. What?
What?
So, really, should we start policing police?
Yes.
Should
it-
we,
well, you're not
us, you,
citizens-
you and I,
it's
not, like,
Samaritans,
not
really.
citizens, but you and I.
As soon as I'm off
us four.
probation.
We're gonna be the anti-police league, the APL.
I plan on investing in a civilian radar gun, and I plan on following police and clocking them and videotaping them running stop signs and so on and so forth.
Did you guys see the one
Will you
video?
ask him to blow in your interlock for you?
Wow.
If it fails, there's a camera. I'm holding you accountable.
Did you guys see the video of the officer who pulls the man over for having a headlight out, and the officer himself has a headlight out? Oh my god, dude!
I love it. I've always wanted to follow an officer who was missing a light, just so I could let him know.
The officer pulled him over.
I know. That's fantastic. The
Right,
hypocrisy
ready? This is my
in
catchphrase. Hypocrisy. Everything is...
Hypocritical.
People say one thing and do the other.
Okay.
By law, I'm required to enforce this law, but on you,
On you.
not on me.
Not on me.
I'm a police officer. I can smoke weed. You can't smoke weed, dude.
Our battery's about to die.
Oh, your battery?
It looks like it.
One of the camera ones?
How long have we been going?
About 33 minutes.
Dang, it's almost a whole episode, and we still got a bunch of crap to talk
Alright.
about.
We might just have to go audio.
We're just the one, yeah?
Or you guys lose our pretty faces.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it on you two.
I don't have a bunch of... I don't know where my double A's are.
Well, that's alright.
Shit happens.
We'll see how much more we can get out of it.
Yeah, let's squeak
I
the
do
everlast little
apologize.
breath of life out of it.
So what else we got to talk about here that we haven't talked about?
Space water.
Space
Oh,
water.
space water on Europa.
So apparently-
Europa.
European space water.
Is that Jupiter's moon?
That is.
That is.
It's one of the moons of Jupiter.
It's gonna
There
be
you go.
the new bottled water, I think.
Let's, here, let's do this.
You know what I hate? Ready? People that do this. Fuck you.
We're gonna pop.
But there's none left over.
We're
How about
resuming.
that?
Sorry about that technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
These things happen.
We are back at it, and, no, we're not.
No one's there.
These guys are gonna...
no!
Hey.
Oh
A
no!
moment. Talk about something, guys.
Well,
Talk about, what are we talking about?
Space
here?
water.
space water.
Europa. So apparently they found, how high were they? 20 meters? 200 meters?
200 kilometers.
200 kilometer high geysers on the surface of Europa.
Just pooping out of
Just
Europa.
pooping out Europa.
Just all the way out.
Which is conveniently located near Uranus.
That's
Yeah.
spewing a
It's
plume.
spewing towards Uranus, I
It's spewing
bet.
a plume.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
like a giant douche.
Europa.
The water
Yeah,
from
just-
Europa
it's
is
just
spraying
cleaning it
towards
out.
Uranus and just cleaning it out.
A water enema.
We're douching the galaxy.
Douche in the galaxy. Europa says.
Hashtag douching the galaxy.
Oh man.
Douching.
So yeah, douching's a great. Is that like a verb? That's a
It
great.
is.
That's a
That's-
great.
that's a new verb.
That's a new verb.
Douching.
We're douching it.
It's named after Europe, I'm guessing.
No.
Like the band that sang the final
Europa.
countdown?
Hey, hey.
Nice try.
So
but
maybe
it is-
it's more of a bidet.
Hey, if you're at the
Stop.
toilet,
all of
then
Jupiter's
European.
moons are named after Jupiter the god's mistresses.
Yes, there's Juturna.
Jupiter.
One of them.
Which is really funny because NASA sent up a
Had to do
probe and called it Juno, which is Jupiter's wife.
you
So NASA sent Jupiter's wife to go check on Jupiter.
Hey, oh. That's spying on him. You can't be.
Those NASA guys have a fucked up sense of humor.
Oh, I think it's great.
Hashtag
really
trust
do.
issues.
Nerd humor at its best.
Oh, that's great. I think that is pretty exciting that we found
Juno
water.
trust issues?
Juno. Do Juno trust?
Do Juno trust issues?
Oh man.
That was bad. So water. Why aren't we seeking it elsewhere? I mean, do you think this is the only place we found it?
No.
and I think in this substantial amount so far.
Yeah.
Because if we're getting geysers that are 200 kilometers high,
There's a lot of pressure being built up in that planet or that moon.
that takes a lot of water to go that high.
Yeah.
You can't fucking shoot a water
No.
balloon or a little stream 200 kilometers.
Did it say how many they found?
No.
No?
Do you think that Jupiter, or not Jupiter, but
Europa.
Europa is suffering from global warming?
I don't know, but we should get Al Gore on that shit.
And that is what is causing the...
I'm getting an activist boner.
Do we have to send him to Jupiter to do so?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Then,
Just send
yeah,
him right up there.
Problem solved.
He can
Man-Bear
take
Pig.
Man Bear Pig,
See,
yeah.
that's the thing though. I think there's no problem solved. I think that we should be working on the problems that we have here on the planet that we happen to inhabit before we go trying to fuck up another place. Like,
no, that's fine. Let's just send Al Gore.
well, NASA's trying to find other inhabitable planets. Why?
'Cause
I don't
shit's
want
fucked.
you on another fucking planet. You're just going to destroy it like you did this one.
Yeah, probably, but...
What are you going to do? Divide half the population and send it to another
No,
fucking planet?
Just the rich people.
Just because we find a planet doesn't mean we'll be able to get there until this planet's fucked.
Yeah, that is
That
a
could be
very
close.
valid point. And it's because who the hell knows how long it's going to take to get there. It could take a fucking shitload of time. And you might not even live that long as a human being, you know?
My theory is that time and global warming are both correlated.
Cyclical.
There's no...
Cyclical.
Time is an invention of man to understand why the sun goes down and comes up.
Yeah, but time is moving faster as our planet it melts more and more.
Who invented numbers, man?
Everybody's talking about global warming, but nobody's talking about how fast time is moving, man.
You know, in it was 60-something, the nation's concern was global cooling, so I don't want to fucking hear it. Global warming.
See a downtrend in
The ice
temperature.
caps are melting and polar bears are dying. Okay.
They are.
They are.
Good fuck them. They're eating penguins and shit.
Yeah, right?
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
orcas are eating polar bears.
Penguins are on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, they're swimming all the way down there to fucking.
That's the South Pole.
Guy, pretend that water is from Europa and do a 5-second spot on European bottled water.
And how much it's worth.
Do you want to feel healthy as the wife of Jupiter? I think you need to get some of this Europa bottled water.
All up in ya.
All up in ya. Straight from the surface. Deep within the crevice of this planet lies this vast amount of water that is just gushing out of these geysers. And then we send the satellites there to capture the little vapor mist drops that shoot all over the place and bottle it for your consumption. Say hello to Europa.
Hi, my name is Guy, sir, and I'm here to talk to you about geysers.
My name is...
Guys, sir.
There was an opportunity and I should have took it. Oh, man.
Would you like to take an attempt?
I'm good, thanks, though. There's only so much advertisement on this show.
I'll do it. Give me your bottle of water. No, I'll use. This is what Jupiter's water probably
Yeah,
looks
right.
like.
Like some
It's
blue
all
concoction.
purple and shit. If you don't drink Europa, then fuck you. There you go. That's the ad.
I'm Ricky Bobby.
Yep.
Basically the same recipe that we've always had.
I
But
think
we changed the label up a little bit.
And we charge $50 a bottle
And
because it comes from space.
if you ain't
Imported
first,
for your pleasure. It defies aging.
if you ain't first, you're last.
Europa.
Trademark Ricky Bobby.
So, you son of a bitch. So recently, CVS Pharmacy took over all of the Target pharmacies, and they switched up their trademark red bottles, pissing off old people across the country.
Can you blame them?
They are mixing.
They're
up-
old and they are stuck in their ways and they want their colored bottles.
And they don't
They are
read well.
mixing it up.
And they just fucking pop pills.
Why is this news?
Well,
Let's go to the old folks' home.
because the baby boomers are aging and require more prescriptions. There's still a lot of them. The voice is heard. It becomes news. And, you know, if one or two of them die because they took the wrong pills,
Collateral damage.
Darwinism at its best.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Doug. I wondered what it was like to be inside your mouth.
Whoa. So, yeah, old folks just ride around fucked up on pills all day, bro. They hop on their little rascals. Not to be confused with Spanky or Alfalfa. Those times are over. Bill Cosby bought all the rights to the Little Rascals.
Speaking of pedophile rings.
Yeah, speaking of drugging.
So, tell us what this whole thing is about. You read it.
Well, the CVS thing, just people are getting upset because they're no longer the red rectangular bottles with the color sealed like loop on it. So people are taking the wrong medications. No, loop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like yeah. It might be Luby. I don't know. I don't take pills.
Astro.
Do you think it is CVS's way of population control, much like Kim Kardashian's selfies?
You know what? I think so.
It's a very poor
They're
business practice if you want to kill off your clients.
Or just get them hooked on more stuff. What if they take something one day they're not supposed to take, and then they grow a fucking need for it?
Damn it, that wasn't my Viagra.
Yeah. Someone trying to take Viagra could take Percocet by accident.
No, they take the Roxasets, right? They look like them. They're blue.
Yeah.
I mean, people just take whatever.
Yeah, they just open it up and
Let's put it this way.
eat it.
In this country, you can ask for a hot cup of coffee, spill it on your lap, and sue because the cup didn't say it was hot and become a millionaire.
And in all reasonability, that lady did get some serious burns. That coffee was over fucking like 180 degrees. That'll cook chicken.
I mean, how do you even heat coffee up that hot?
The thermostat was busted at McDonald's. So it was making coffee at a normal temperature, and then the thing below was heating it up to boiling temperatures.
So when it... All right.
Or almost boiling temperatures.
So at 100...
That's why she won the lawsuit.
I'm saying, at what degree does coffee burn and turn into sludge? Because at 180 degrees, you would think this coffee would be like...
Well, I'm sure it didn't smell good, but if you're working at McDonald's, do you care what the coffee smells like?
Yes.
That's a really good point.
No, you don't even care if there's shit in the McFlurry machine.
Their fucking ice cream machine is never working. I don't want to hear it. You could go to any McDonald's and ask for a milkshake. You ain't getting it.
That's probably their morals. Like, that's just a person like, I can't feel good about serving this.
They're just getting people ready for the Shamrock Shakes when they come back and shit. You know, it's the supply and demand. You tell them they can't have it, and then when it actually comes back, the one thing they can get, they're going to buy the fuck out of it.
Even though it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, not at all.
You know
They
what
just wanna have
disappoints
it.
me about the Shamrock Shake is it doesn't taste like shamrocks and it doesn't taste like leprechauns.
I was going to say...
And let's be
leprechauns.
honest, it's not a real fucking milkshake.
Yeah, no, it's potato flakes.
Potato flakes.
It is McDonald's shitty version of what a milkshake tasted like yesterday.
And
They just keep it outside. They bring it in. That's the new one. They're just gonna fucking. Oh, we kept this in the fridge. It's sloshy. We don't fucking care. Get out of here.
I think I just saw a guy taste that description in his mouth.
so awful. No, you don't do that.
I'm sorry.
How
I'm sorry.
expensive is cream? Like,
I say if you can't read a bottle, if you can't read your fucking name on a bottle and what it is,
that's natural selection.
then fuck you.
Fuck you indeed.
CVS doesn't need to change their bottles. It's a lot cheaper for them as a business
To just keep the
to
bottles.
just
that they
keep
have.
the bottles. Yeah.
Bring in the new ones.
Yeah.
The ones that they're supplied with at the super cheap cost they're already getting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a business practice. I don't necessarily disagree with what they did.
I just
But
think
other
it was
people
a-
are going to be grumpy no matter what happens.
That's what I'm saying. You can't please everybody, and we talked about that earlier. You can't please everybody. People, did you ever see that one lady who couldn't get her chicken McNuggets, bro? You want to talk about McDonald's? And she's like, "You don't know me. I will eat you." And like, she's like,
the lady at the drive-thru.
She's like,
or
"It's
the
10:30."
lady-
Yeah, the lady at the
Which
drive-thru. there.
one?
Yeah, the fact that it's happened
one?
more than once is disturbing.
There are hundreds.
And they slide
hundreds
closed
of
the
videos.
That's what I'm saying. But at like 10:30 in the morning, they weren't serving chicken nuggets, and this lady lost it. Now, what I'm saying is you can't please everybody. Oh, we don't have chicken nuggets now because we're frying up other shit. Like, you got to calm the fuck down. People don't understand that, and they get really upset real quick.
They changed the lunchtime to 10:30 instead of 11 to
Well, just
please
like
those
with these
people,
fucking
and then they pissed
prescriptions.
everybody
Yeah.
like the breakfast off by making breakfast not last as long.
Yeah. Like,
And then they made breakfast all day, and they don't have the best shit on there.
I know.
Hey.
Well, like, so you seem
breakfast all
unpleased.
day.
I'm fucking angry. I want a goddamn McGriddle
right.
at fucking 7:30 at night.
I think they just included your McGriddle to the nighttime menu.
Fucking
Hashtag McScription.
McScription. this country has a mixscription and they need to fucking get cut off. Their doctor needs to be like, you've had a fucking enough. Chill out.
They do, and people don't fucking listen. They still fucking...
They're called cholesterol
That's
tests.
these people and their McCatastrophes need to calm down.
They need to calm the McFuck down.
McConniptions and shit.
We're gonna watch.
Excuse me, do you guys have some McLasagna? What about McBirthday cake?
We're gonna take a little look at some.
What about the McHot
Right
dog?
here. This is a video.
A little look.
How you doing, sir? How you doing? What's your name, man? What's your name? I'm gonna ask you one more time. We probably need to talk to you. So, what's your name? Okay. Stand up.
His name is Patrick.
Does he have the question mark in his name?
Stand up.
Patrick?
Is that street?
My name is Patrick?
Turn around.
I
Put
might
your hands in
legally
the car.
change my name.
What I do? Y'all ain't tell me what I do.
Dude, you got a warrant, dude. You got a warrant.
I just came back from my probation officer.
Get your hand off the wheel. This is gonna get bad for you.
No, man. Hey, Jack, call my people, Jack. No, man.
Is that any way?
Yeah,
Is that
take-
any
no.
way to talk to somebody?
All right, Taser.
Who is Jack and who are his people?
I'll have
Taser.
Coming out.
Taser.
Come out.
Taser, you heard it.
Get your hands out now.
For what?
You got 3 seconds.
Hold on, man.
3 seconds.
Do not reach. Get
For the
off.
shirt.
Put your hands on the car.
The shit.
I'm getting up, man. Guess what?
Get your
Show me the
3,
warrant. Show me the warrant.
2.
Show me the warrant.
All right, Tase him. Get off. Get off.
Move. You coming out?
All right, Taser him. Get on.
Dude, stand back. Stand back. Get out of the car now. We're not telling you again.
You better get out of the car. Y'all ain't letting me know what's going on.
Disgusting.
You have a warrant. Get out of the car. Tase him. Tase him.
Get out of the car.
He's so sure of himself. You have a warrant.
Patrick does not have a warrant. Michael Clay does. I've seen this video. Wait till they show
Get
you
out
what
of the
Michael
car.
Clay look like.
Y'all better leave me alone, cousin. Move, Fox, move! Really?
They both tased
Handcuff him
him.
now!
They
Handcuff
both.
him! You gonna get it
I hear it
again?
pop twice.
Watch
2,000 volts of
from
electricity.
twice.
Twice.
From two
Twice.
tasers.
That's 4,000 volts.
Stop.
I can be mad
Quit
too.
resisting.
Got him. I got him, guys. Just get search whatever he's going for.
I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
Give my wallet, man. Relax, dude. Man, give him my
It
wallet.
ain't worth that.
Give him my wallet,
Prove
man.
to you, my name is Patrick.
ID's right.
Level 4319.
I just seen it.
He's arrested. It's
Oh, what?
That lady not gonna tell me that I got a warrant. I just seen her. Just seen this lady.
Copy.
Seriously,
This is how you
we
treat
just
somebody.
used an innocent
How
man.
long I
What
had
are
a
you
warrant?
doing? Tell me how.
I don't know if you got a warrant because you're not who I'm looking for. But here's the deal: when I ask you for ID, because you look a lot like the person we're looking for.
Never ask for that shit.
Ow!
Okay, when we ask you for ID, because you look a lot like the person we're looking for.
Never fucking ask for his ID. You want to talk
What-
about
what's
rights
your name?
being violated?
Hey guy, what's your name?
Hey, what's your name? What's your name? Oh, we got to take you.
My
No,
first
that's not how that
impression is
works.
to show my ID when
Here's
somebody
the thing.
says, "What's
Here's
my
the
name?"
thing. They didn't tell
Oh, let
him.
me pull
They
this
didn't
gun.
As a black man,
before-
you're gonna reach for something? Get the fuck
Yeah,
out
I
of
know.
here.
Before they asked him his name, they told him what his name was.
Yeah, you're Michael Clay.
Yeah, exactly. By assuming he was Michael Clay and that he had these fucking warrants.
I want you to
You've got a
finish.
warrant.
I want you to
You've got a
finish the
warrant.
video because I want them to see what Michael Clay looks like. It's in the video.
That's living at this address.
Oh, Lord.
You give us ID.
Yeah. Never ask for his fucking.
living at
Who
this
does he
address.
look a lot like? He knows who it is.
He knows who it is. You're
Michael?
throwing assumptions out there.
Okay, I know that
You
now.
assume?
But when I walk up there and ask him,
Yeah, my name's Patrick. No.
Make an asshole out of yourself.
the picture we have,
we got, they look exactly.
Oh,
they
Oh,
look
they
a
look
lot,
exactly
a good
the
bit alike,
same.
man.
Don't
It's
let
not
They're the same
far off.
nose.
Okay, are we wrong?
it's not
And he
far
doesn't. He
off.
doesn't want to give us his ID.
Never ask.
I asked him for his ID 3 times, man. That's all on video. It's all on video.
It turns
I said,
into
ma'am,
4 times.
I
here in
said,
a
dude, let
second.
me get your
It's
ID.
like 4 times. I asked him for his ID 4 times.
It was twice before.
And when we asked him for his ID, he wanted to be not very cooperative.
That's not.
Okay,
My man, it's all on video.
We all got these for a reason. So we're just going to go from that, okay?
Sure is. How you just violated somebody.
Yeah, it's right after this.
And the reason it got to where he's at is because, I mean, we asked him 4 times, man, give us your ID.
4 times.
He jumped in the car,
4
kept
times.
reaching over that seat. 4 times I asked him.
Those
And
sounds like
it's all on
embellishments
video.
of things that never happened.
Right? Unless he calls.
He was
fuck-
charged with obstruction. Despite that, had to get the hospital to remove the taser prong, and now faces probation violation that could send him right back to fucking jail and lose his job.
History is
Fuck
the story
you.
of the winner, and the cop story is the one that went down on record. That's how it's gonna stay.
Oh,
4
of course.
times.
But it went down on record. On record.
On record.
On record
I know.
about. I mean, I don't know. I
There's
think
2 different records. They
There are
conflict.
2 different records.
How
but
as a-
the visual record is a little bit different than the.
That's
the
what I'm saying.
written
How,
record.
as a fucking credited justice system that's supposed to be infallible, pretty much, it's structured. You know what I'm saying? How do you let something like that fucking happen to a human being and not get rid of those police officers? You can't do that to a person. That's illegal.
It's not just illegal. That's immoral.
Immoral.
What
The
is-
legalities.
what
You
is
know
that
who
line-
you look like.
That is not right to treat.
What
people
is
way.
that line? You should have known to give me ID being at this address.
Yeah.
I mean, he said
No.
something
It's
around that.
you're from this house or this neighborhood. I don't know which one he's implying, but you know that since you live here, you should be proving who you are.
That line that he says, you know who he looks like.
Yeah,
That's beyond fucked.
he knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, we don't, sir. Hashtag you're a fucking asshole.
How about hashtag don't be an asshole?
Yeah, there you go. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum.
I actually want to start a service called don'tbeadick.com. And you can give people tickets, and they can go there and type in their code, and it'll tell them like what they got the ticket for being a dick and how to not be a dick.
It's just a general advice forum.
You leave like the code
You just-
13-2,
You
and
just
it's
don't
like,
know what you're a
fucking
dick for
worse.
until you go to the website.
Took up 2 spaces.
What you could do to not be such a cocksucker.
Closed the door on an old lady. You know, shit like that.
Tripped an infant down the stairs.
Crippled and orphaned.
Crippled an orphan. There you go.
Hashtag
Orphan
crippler.
This is amazing.
Hashtag orphan crippler.
Hashtag orphan. Never in my life did I think those words.
It sounds so right together.
Right?
It's like magic.
What do we got?
What? All right. So now
Oh, wait.
let's talk a little bit about kratom.
Kratom.
And
the herb.
the concern with that and what's happening in just a couple days now.
I know very limited about this kratom stuff.
Natural painkillers, like it's herbs that are ground up that you take.
Yeah, it's like leaves that are from like Indonesia.
So it's the stuff that aspirin is before it's aspirin, essentially. Because you get aspirin
It's
from
natural.
leaves and stuff, but then they have to refine it in order to turn it into a pill.
Right.
Okay.
This is a little different.
So,
than
but
that.
kratom
Well,
is
but I
a-
mean, it's not aspirin.
No.
kratom is very closely related to coffee or
Okay.
valerian root, but it naturally produces opiate alkaloids.
Okay.
So when they say that, like, think opiates is what we know it aren't opium.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, they're synthetic derivatives.
Yes.
Morphine,
Oxycontin.
oxy.
I'm pretty sure that we don't take up the world's supply of opium in order to make our Oxycontin that everybody really likes more.
Yes.
Black tar heroin.
Well,
Yes. But that's still a synthetic
Yeah.
derivative of. And so I think that's the biggest fear with the DEA is that, I mean, they're losing out on that. I mean, heroin's big money for them. Fucking, they divvy up the opium that goes to those fucking pharmaceutical companies that
Right.
make the synthetic derivatives. So, I mean,
it's fine as long as we do 800 fucking things to it to turn it into something that it shouldn't be. Like, Percocets and Oxycontins, this shit's ruining people's lives. People become addicted to pain pills and medication if they're prescribed way before they become addicted to heroin. or sometimes backwards, depending on wherever the hell you are. But where I grew up, people started with pain pills and graduated very quickly to heroin because it was a lot cheaper.
And a lot easier to find
Exactly.
without having a doctor write a script.
But then you have people that aren't even the same people they were anymore, and they become,
junkies?
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible fucking thing.
Junkies?
And you want to see people not hooked on this shit and getting natural alternatives to it. And Kratom, we've seen wean people off of full-blown, like, dope sickness.
Oh, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's my fear with it is...
I mean, if it can be used for recovery, that's a gigantic step in the right direction.
But they haven't been using it, and they've been pushing more on the...
Suboxone.
Yeah, shit like that.
Right.
But Suboxone still fucks you up. Like, I used to work with a guy, he took Suboxone, and he was all good. Yeah, right? We worked at a quick lube place, and they had the pits in the floor. So he's guiding in a car like this while nodding out, and the front tire's about to roll into the pit, and it's a brand new Toyota Tundra that's like a $38,000 truck, and I'm like, whoa, I'm dealing with a customer, and this kid's like nodding out all over the place. He was my manager. How do you put somebody like that in charge of somebody like me? Like, I've never
sounds like a personal vendetta.
It kind of is, but at the same time, a person like me has never done something like that and would never do something like that. And this kid, apparently, that was like the third or fourth time he had done something like that. How do you keep somebody that long if you know that they're going to put their lives and other people's lives at jeopardy? That's terrible.
Complete liability.
You know, like... And I had to take this kid to the side and tell him, dude, you're going home for the fucking day. I can close the shop. Give me your keys. Have a nice one. And he called them yelling that I did that to him. And he got fired 2 days later. So, like...
And now he's on heroin.
Yeah, probably. But, like, Suboxone still is not the answer. Like, it's not. Just not doing fucking heroin is really the answer.
No,
there.
I don't disagree.
Substituting one for the other.
But that's the thing is like watching this go. I mean, working in the like head shop industry and shit like that, we've seen a lot of alternative things
Different
go,
things.
like spice, bath salts, which I agree should have been gone.
Awful.
Should have been gone. But as soon as it was put in as an emergency ban on it, that the DEA flexed their power to do that, it was immediate. I mean, it wasn't like...
That
It was
is a
pull it from your
We're-
shelves this second.
Right.
That's
it's
a
not-
vulgar display of their power.
It's not, we're going to give 30 days for you to clear the shelves for this dangerous substance, like they did with Kratom. They know it's not fucking dangerous. They're just taking it away. They're just mad. They're flexing their power.
Because, like I said, they've been giving you morphine and shit like that and opiates instead of giving you something that treats it just as well, like Kratom.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but if it's something that's supposed to wean you off of something like that,
But
it's
they're
not
saying-
getting in the way of their
but they're
oxy,
saying it has
it's
no-
getting in the way of their Suboxone profits.
They're saying it's a drug that has no medical benefits, is basically what they're saying.
Oh.
Just like marijuana. Even though
Well, if it has no medical benefits...
the country
Why
has
take
a
it off the
patent
shelves?
on medical marijuana, in some states it is still illegal. Ready? Catchphrase. Hypocrisy. It's fucking awful. Like
Hashtag catchphrase hypocrisy.
catchphrase hypocrisy. Like how do you jack up the price of EpiPens and AIDS and malaria medication and feel good that you could go to sleep at night that you're an awful person? To me, that's just the scum. You're not looking out for other people, your fellow man. You're looking out for yourself. And I understand that it's a quote-unquote dog-eat-dog world. But at the same time, if you're making medication and things that help people on a daily basis, I think the scumbaggery should fucking end at, a decent, not over... That lady gave her fucking self like 6 raises in 3 years.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between covering
Hashtag
costs and buying your
scumbaggery.
third fucking jet.
Yeah, let's buy that $100,000 Wu-Tang album. Fuck you, dude.
Hashtag
Save
fuck
it.
Martin Shkreli.
Save it. Save it. Save your hate for the throat punching.
Oh.
Save your hate for the throat punching.
It's coming.
We are
all
getting
worked
close.
out.
We're working our way.
We gotta talk about the political puke.
And
fest.
it-
We
and it's-
have to talk about political puke fest 2016, ladies and gentlemen. Who watched the debates last night?
Unfortunately, I caught most of it.
Diarrhea in each other's mouth on stage.
It was a lot like Two Girls, One Cup.
Yep.
It was two people spewing shit into one thing.
It was totally the worst fucking display of our childish nature of politics that we had.
That's what I'm
Well, what did they
And
say?
we've
That
had some really fucking terribly childish fucking displays in the last 20 years
I
in
thought I
fucking
saw a
politics.
statistic that Donald Trump interrupted both the
Lester.
and Hillary 26
I think
times
it
or
was
25
50.
times.
I think it
51.
was
Well, no, but in the
51.
first 26 minutes.
Can I just say?
It was like once for every minute in the first 26 minutes.
Yes, Secretary, is that right?
that right?
Is that right? Is that right?
Is that right,
Is
Secretary?
that right, Secretary?
Isn't she no longer acting secretary?
I think she is still, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, good grief.
Oh boy. So yeah, they
Are we going to act it out now?
here we go.
No, we're just here to look pretty.
Okay.
okay.
So what you should do is you should stand up and put your butt towards his mouth, and then you should stand up and put your butt towards his mouth. and
I'm gonna shit in your mouth.
and this is basically what you witnessed on stage last night. Instead of tackling, issues and things that need to be talked about, the candidates
good, Donald.
the candidates just fucking
Well, they were...
Will you drink water like like Donald drinks water? There you go. No, you got it. Swift motion. Yep, there you go.
I'd lick my lips if I could.
I think we would do better.
Right.
Yeah, right.
We forgot at the very end.
We can
we
can
were acting
discuss
out the
like
debate.
government policies with the four of us acting like idiots better than they did in the debate.
Vote Democrat! Vote Democrat!
vote Democrat.
Vote Democrat!
Hashtag
I feel dirty saying that.
Vote anti-disestablishmentarianism.
neckbeard.
Who's neckbeard?
Hillary.
Hillary's
Hillary's pubic beard.
I still find it absolutely outlandish that even though he got the percentage of the vote necessary in order to debate, he was denied the debates, Mr. Gary Johnson.
What did
Yes. Yes. That pissed me off, too.
He did all the fundraising he had to do. He got the fucking polls to say what they needed to say. He should have been allowed into the... Maybe he will in the future. Maybe they'll let him into the new ones if enough of a fuss is raised.
But the polls are ran by both sides, both very equally invested private bankers,
Yes.
all sorts of shit. So,
But the fact that he was able to show up on those polls...
they had the cops chasing Jill Stein around.
That's crazy.
Like keeping her off of the fucking area. Like she couldn't get credentialed to go.
I think
so ridiculous.
The fact that I think the fact that Donald Trump got the party vote to be a presidential candidate in this election is a fucking joke.
Not that any other Republican option this year was very good either.
What is up with Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
Like endorsing him and then saying it was agonizing for him to do so. Why did he
It's
fucking
because
do
he
it?
has to stick in party lines. He's one of those once Republican, always Republican guys. It doesn't matter who's fucking running.
It's not like
And
Gary
that- and that's-
Johnson,
and
who
that's-
was a Republican, now is a
Yeah.
Libertarian.
Well, and it's just a thorn in the side of what hopefully will be the death of the two-party system. Is
That'd be great.
People just continuing to vote no matter how ridiculous the pundits get or how ridiculous the candidates get.
But
maybe Trump is what we need for president to kill the two-party system.
Yes.
I think that the point
Not
is,
that I'm advocating to vote for Trump.
No.
That disclaimer needs to be made. Sorry. Go for it, guy.
Hashtag don't vote for Trump.
That was too long of a hashtag.
Hashtag not no never. But
not no never now.
Nah, I can't remember what
Not
I was going to
no
say.
never now.
So how about this one? So Ted Cruz said that shit. It was agonizing working with him, right? All that stuff. But look at Bernie Sanders and how he turned around and endorsed Hillary and didn't say anything about it being agonizing or anything like that.
He pretty much endorsed her the second he dropped out.
And that's disgusting
at
because
the DNC.
he kept saying that she's everything that, is wrong.
Career politician.
Yeah, that's.
Well, not just career politician, but for profit. Yeah.
I thought he was doing good, and then
Because he himself is also a career politician. He just was living.
I
in
often
borderline
feel the
poverty for a long
burn
time.
in my loins
Feeling-
when I watched this debate yesterday.
How goofy
Actually,
to all the people who got to feel the burn tattoos.
Oh,
right now.
man.
I'm sorry, but
Hashtag no regrets. Not even one letter.
you know, he's not even. He's not going to do it again. He probably. I wouldn't. Would you?
Bernie?
After the
What,
DNC
run again?
league? Yeah.
no, he's too old. He's not. I was going to be surprised if he made it through office. I thought it was going to be Weekend at Bernie's, the freaking
presidential version.
the Oval Office edition.
The Oval, that would have been.
Yeah, dancing around pretending he's still president.
I think if we had Bernie for president, this country, if it was run by two knuckleheads in the 80s and Bernie, I think this country would be run better than it would by Hillary or
Or
Donald Trump. That's all I'm saying.
Playing Calypso beats to keep him dancing.
What was with Trump's coke sniffles? Last
What do
night?
you think?
I mean, he definitely. I think actually, it's all the plastic surgery has fucked him up so bad that if he moves his neck or anything,
Maybe
because
he
he
has
doesn't move his
pneumonia.
neck, he doesn't. He'll cave in. He won't breathe. He'll start. He'll choke to death.
How do you
so
put
he has
two
to keep
corpses on an election ballot?
Hashtag only in America.
It would have been 3 if Bernie stayed in the election.
Hashtag Don King had it right.
Three's Company.
Three's Company.
4's a crowd.
Hey.
Get out of here, Jill.
Go do your pipeline protests.
Right.
Get your warrants.
I think Johnson's where it's at, to tell you the truth.
I know you think Johnson's where it's at. That's all you think about is
Johnson.
Johnson, and where it's at is a.
You would like to weld Johnson straight to your mouth. But
Nice play
I
on
could
words
have swore you.
there, Dad.
I could have swore you already had.
What? I don't get it.
Okay.
That's not governed by reason.
It's not covered by reason.
Nope.
Neither
Neither's
is bird
bird
law.
So,
Reason will prevail.
real quick, favorite part of the debate? Yours.
When it was over.
Touche, salesman. Touche.
My favorite part was when they didn't answer any of the questions Lester had, and when he was
mean the
too
entire
much.
debate?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything, yeah.
You mean all the mudslinging?
Lester being too much of a bitch to do anything about it.
That man needed to stand up.
Why
and go,
didn't
"No!"
Lester call him on the fact that Trump tried to call him a Democrat? He's a registered Republican. I mean, that would have been my first thing. Trump, let's clear the air.
What does it
Fuck
matter?
you.
I think they need to turn
Because he was
Lester's
trying to sway.
microphone all the way up. That way, he could drown out Trump if he needed to.
Yeah.
Well, which he really should have about 15
I
times.
think the defective mic theory that Trump is saying is that he had his mic on. I think really
That's
is
the
what
defective-
the defective mic is that it was louder than everybody.
I think.
Well, then there's this whole thing about Hillary getting the questions a week ahead of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would it have made a difference if Trump got them ahead of time?
No, he probably would have said the same bullshit.
Even if he researched his answers,
It wouldn't have mattered.
he would let emotion take over. He'd get butt hurt, and then he'd start slinging mud.
He runs
no
on
shit,
emotion.
like he did right away. I think a person who gets mad at a tweet should not be the person for office.
I'm pretty sure Hillary said that.
Do you
Yes,
think-
she did. That's exactly what she did. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Do you think Hillary Clinton's going to be like the Vladimir Putin of America? Is that what's going to happen there?
She's not rich enough.
Not rich enough?
she's not badass enough.
You know what? She's not. She's not, because she's showing you her side that she wants you to see. But when the cameras are off, I'm sure she goes,
I would not want to
Murder
see
that guy.
a shirtless picture of her riding a horse.
Actually, hold on. Think how many of the
Who didn't look
Clinton,
that bad, though?
how many of the Clinton people went quote unquote missing and then died a few days later? You remember that scandal? Mm-hmm. So yeah, she could pretty much just be like that, like the dictator,
Yeah, and just people just go missing.
and just
as
people
they
go missing. We send them all to America.
So do you think that, I mean, they're saying this guy from NBC dressed up like a FedEx delivery driver, and the guy who gave the questions to Hillary, supposedly.
Yeah,
Lester Holt?
supposedly. No, not at the debate. Supposedly she got him a week ahead of time.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. And so, but this guy had said that he had dressed up, this Fox guy said he saw an NBC guy dressed as a FedEx guy, go in and drop it off to the campaign guy. And guy, you should have read it.
That was not an advertisement for Reddit.
Yeah, right.
No, we do not condone Reddit.
We don't condone.
Misinformation spewed by us is okay, not by Reddit.
Yeah. Fuck Reddit.
Get your misinformation here,
The
people,
front
not
page of the
Reddit.
internet.
Those people are misinformed and not aware that they're misinformed. We
course.
know how misinformed we are.
We bring topics to the table without reading about them. That's
Yeah.
how misinformed we are.
Thank God for America.
God bless America.
Hashtag.
Dude, Tommy Lauren would be so fucking proud to hear you say that.
Fuck that bitch.
Oh, I wish I was here last week for that
Me
discussion.
too.
You guys have a few seconds if you want to chime in real quick on your thoughts on Tommy Lauren.
I think you're 24 years old. You grew up in a gated community in Dallas, and you should fucking shut your mouth and stop telling people what to think because your opinion is bullshit.
I think she's really pretty if you press mute.
My dude.
That's
I
the
feel
guy
the exact
right there.
same way.
I think Doug had it right last week when he called her Ann Coulter's
Hashtag
vaginal
please
slime.
mute Tommy.
Hashtag Ann Coulter's queef.
Coulter slime.
There's a new band calling out Ann Coulter's queef machine.
It's a country band featuring Tommy Lauren.
They do a lot
They
of
do Dixie Chicks covers.
no, they do Bachman Turner Overdrive covers.
Did you guys, by chance, catch the end of that roast with Ann Coulter?
Yeah,
on it?
that was
All those-
amazing.
all those great jokes about her.
The roast of Ann Coulter.
Oh my God, even Jewel was funny, and I didn't
Oh,
realize
right?
that she could be funny.
Yeah.
My favorite was
I didn't know feminists had a sense of humor.
Someone probably had to write her jokes for her.
Oh, well, probably.
my favorite was Rob Riggle.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Just screaming at people.
Ann Coulter's huge bush.
To keep us on track, we
Yeah.
need to start wrapping this up.
Hashtag 3-peat.
Hashtag
Hashtag 3-peat.
We have to talk about our throat punching list for the week.
Let's put Lester Holt on there right away.
Okay, please fill in the
There you
blank
go.
there.
Come on, this guy's running a debate. He's supposed to mediate a debate between two idiots who can't get along, and he can't step in and shut them up.
He has to act like the stepfather. No, it's okay. You need to
He
stop.
sits
You need
down
to
at the
calm
table
down.
and
Calm
at
down.
one point in time covers his brow rather than saying, "Shut up."
There you go.
It's not tough. Silence ensues.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Lester Holt, you are number one for this hashtag.
For this throw punch.
Oh,
Hashtag throw
That's
punch.
how fried my brain is right now.
Somebody's
Throw punch Tuesday.
Dougie needs a nap.
You gotta take a nap in the Hillary
Guy.
mask, though.
Hey,
Who's your throat punch? Hashtag throat punch.
the lady. Hashtag throw punch. Hashtag throw punch. That bitch who fucking jacked up the prices of EpiPens. You fucking scumbag degenerate.
Who is she?
I forget her.
talking about her.
I forget her fucking name, but she took the price of EpiPens, which were, I believe, $50, and jacked them to $850 or something around there.
I think she had just recently attained control over the company, similar
Exactly,
to
yeah.
Martin Shkreli. And then,
Heather Bresch.
yeah, the first
Heather
decision
Bresch.
she basically made was to not just double the price of EpiPens.
That's like a 600% increase, or 800% increase on the price of something that was readily available to people who need it for their allergies.
Maybe you shouldn't. You should stop being such an allergic bitch.
I don't think that's anything that's in their control.
I'll try to tell the
If
bees
it
to be
was,
nicer.
yeah,
Thank you.
I'll try. I try my damnedest to stay
nice,
away from
bees.
peanuts, but you know. Like,
Hashtag be nice.
hashtag be nice, bitch. You got control of a company and you fucking
Hashtag
crazy.
EpiPen. Hashtag be nice.
be nice. Fucking waste of human life.
Do you have anybody else that you other than Heather Bresch?
This week,
Yeah.
who do I want to throw punch? You go ahead. If I think of another one, I'll...
The manslaughter cop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she'll be getting her throat punched in prison.
Yes, that.
Yeah, but we can give her one on the way.
Oh, right.
She took
Let's get her used to what she's hopefully in for.
She took the first shot on that man who was unarmed with his hands in the air.
She shot him when the other guy tried to tase him.
Yeah.
Maybe she forgot.
Both of them went off at the same time.
There were 4 shots.
Him and shot
Betty
him.
Shelby.
There
Officer
were
Betty
4
Shelby.
fucking shots on this man.
One officer pulls his taser and goes to tase the guy, and the other officer pulls her gun, and they go off at the same time.
But you put 4 holes in him?
Well, not saying she didn't stop shooting.
That's like, he didn't reach for anything. This man did nothing. He was broke down in the middle of a road.
Maybe he shouldn't have been broke down.
Maybe that woman should have had a more thorough psychological exam.
If I'm not mistaken.
You don't know Betty.
I don't know Betty.
If I'm not mistaken, he was
you
even
don't know
following
Betty.
orders
Hashtag you don't
because
know
she
Betty.
told him to put his hands up, which he did, and then she told him to put his hands on the car.
Comply.
And as he was walking back to the car, that's when everything went awry.
Awry? That's when she shot the motherfucker, like, in cold blood. Oh, that's he looks...
Sorry, I use vague terms.
Ready? The disgusting part. Oh, he looks like a big bad one. Big bad one what?
I'm pretty sure that's what she said as she was pulling up.
Big bad one what? Black man? That's pretty fucked up. I don't think somebody like that should be on a police force, especially if you're scared and like I said, your first resort is to go for a gun. That's not somebody we need protecting us. Thank you. I rest my case.
We can only hope that her husband domestically abused her beforehand.
Probably, and that's why she was she was so skittish and bad.
Right?
She's married to a big black man and he used to beat the shit out of her.
You never know. Maybe she thought the gun was her taser. Maybe she got her pockets mixed up.
Once again, a lack of training.
Lack of training. Yeah.
They don't train you for that shit. I got 2 things on me.
Do you know your left from your right? No? Well, then use your
I'm right-handed, and I pull
choose-
my gun with my right hand.
hand.
Taser should probably be on the other
left hand,
side.
yeah. Well, actually, your taser should probably be on that hand, and your gun should be on your left side for fucking last resort.
I don't know
Should
if
be
I'm
on your
carrying
back,
a gun.
and you have to pull it out like that.
Like
Like
fucking
Frank.
Die
Like
Hard.
Frank.
Like Frank.
I'm adding Mark Zuckerberg.
Frank McClane.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Mark
He could
Zuckerberg.
get fucking throat punched.
His $3 billion to cure all diseases.
So you're saying you don't want to see diseases cured?
There's so many other diseases. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but what do you define a disease? Homelessness could be a disease. Hunger could be a fucking disease. Drug addiction could be a fucking disease.
Drug addiction is not.
Is he
Drug
meaning
addiction
cancer? Is he
is
meaning
a
AIDS?
disease.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
been classified in the
It's
in the
classified,
DSM.
it's
In the
classified as
However,
such, but isn't
Hunger
it just
is a
addiction?
social issue. Homelessness is a social issue.
Social issue.
You're a social issue.
Social distortion.
Probably a social issue. But not to say that, not to say people should go hungry or people should be homeless. But he's aiming towards like
Is it a
actual
social?
ailing things.
Is it a social issue or is it a disease on society?
Well, that would be.
There's a difference between a disease and a disease on society.
You're talking about biological diseases.
I'm talking about semantics.
That
here,
sounds
my
like a
friend.
supremacist remark. Coming from a supremacist, then yeah, if you thought in that particular thought of
Calling
mine,
me a
I'm
supremacist.
not.
He's calling me a supremacist.
I know we're all joking around here, but that's the only way you could see like something like a social issue as homelessness as a disease on society is if you're a supremacist type person.
I see. Seeing it as something that is bad.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, it is bad.
Well, some people like to be homeless.
They do. Oh, man, I wish I could get into this story, but we're gonna run really long. Dude, I gave a homeless guy $1 one time. He pulled out a stack that was like this fucking thick, and I go, "You're not gonna act like you just do that." He goes, "Yeah, I live under the bridge. I get like a fifth of vodka a day and some food. I'm good." I go, "You don't live in a house?" He goes, "No." Happy, content,
Not paying taxes.
grip,
Anarchy.
anarchy. I don't know what that
Some of my
means, but I
best
love it.
anarchist friends love being homeless.
It's true.
They figure out a place to live when they get sick, and they go get themselves taken care of, and then as soon as they're good,
They're back at it.
back on the
They're back at
trains.
it.
Vagrants.
Back on the trains.
We need one more on the list.
All right. Well, technically, don't we need 2 more?
2 more. But
It's
no.
fine. But
Well,
look, fuck it. I'll do the 2.
Lester
right?
Holt.
We got 3.
We
I thought
got.
we were doing 5.
I added Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that's 3. 1, 2,
Well,
3.
didn't you add
4.
one?
I haven't done one yet. You skipped me.
Well, that's
Motherfucker.
that's 4 because we got
I thought you said
EpiPen lady. We got
Oh, that's right.
we
And
got manslaughter cop.
Oh, yeah, manslaughter cop
So we got 4.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg and Lester
well,
Holt.
I'm gonna do a 2 for 1. I'm gonna do Josh and Anna Duggar.
Oh,
19 kids and disgusting.
Yeah. And
19
today
kids and
is
diddling my brothers.
is their 9-year anniversary.
As
And
if that means anything.
Right? He's been diddling kids for longer than 9 years. He's sibling diddling.
Sibling
Hashtag sibling diddling.
Hashtag sibling diddling.
And, I just want to celebrate their anniversary with a fucking throw punch to both of them. Fucking do it so hard the little brothers and sisters can feel it.
Mazel tov. It's a boy.
I think in order for the brothers and sisters to feel it, you have to do a junk punch to good old John Duggar there.
Falcon punch.
Siblin Tiddlin.
Give him a junk punch. They'll feel
I think
it.
I think that the topic is awful, but that's one of the best hashtags. Sibling diddling. Sibling diddling, sibling diddling.
Anybody have anything to add before we wrap this shit up and go through our hashtag list?
I think we got a good number of throw punches to hand out.
I think there was a lot of albatross going on in that.
A lot of albatross.
But we didn't have any corrosion of the conformities.
No. No. Boom. No.
I was born in that. I don't think we could. That's unlicensed content.
I love some COC.
Right?
I do. So we're going to go through the hashtag list for the night, everybody. Every night we've decided we will, for our podcast, wrap up our hashtags. And what
Hashtag wrap it up.
Our first hashtag, fry the bacon.
About the police.
It is about the police.
Anarchy in
Followed
the
up
USA.
by hashtag damn that's tasty. Hashtag
that kid is back on the escalator.
Hashtag
douche in the galaxy.
In the galaxy.
That was a good one.
Douche
That's
in.
a fucking verb, son.
Yeah, we made
Oh,
it a
it's
verb.
not douche in.
No,
it's
douche
douche
in.
It's a
the
verb,
galaxy. We're not talking
a noun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need the
Hashtag trust
apostrophe to
issues.
make it clear.
From the Juno satellite. That's a good one too, though.
Hashtag mixscription.
That's a good one.
Mixscription.
Mixscription. Read the mixed scripture and pray to your holy Lord.
It could be mixscription as in description. So read the mixscriptions or your prescription.
Hashtag-
You better read it.
Hashtag Ronnie the Rat.
Hashtag don't be an asshole.
There you go.
Hashtag orphan crippler.
Thank you, Bender.
Yeah. What's the next one?
The next one
Is hashtag
catchphrase hypocrisy.
Do it one more time.
Catchphrase hypocrisy.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
That's right.
Hashtag catchphrase hypocrisy.
You're fucking fired. You're in your Europa water.
Europa.
And the vote for who won't be here next week goes to
The geyser.
The geyser. Hi, I'm Geyser. I'd like to sell you some geyser.
Hashtag Hillary neckbeard.
Thank you, Doug.
It's gonna haunt our dreams forever. You should change that to your Facebook picture. Is you with the neckbeard popping out?
We make it a meme and just put hashtag Hillary neckbeard on there. that's how you get that.
Hillary's neckbeard for president. Hillary neckbeard 2016.
My friend once told me my beard called him in the middle of the night and threatened his life.
Make America shave again. Please mute Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag please mute Tommy.
Rockin' tits, stupid as a fucking rock.
Hashtag Ann
so
Coulter's vag slime.
Once again, angry too. I mean,
Hashtag be nice.
Yeah, that's fair.
get your EpiPen. Be
that's
nice.
That's stupid, bitch.
Hashtag you don't know Betty.
You don't know.
And hashtag sibling diddlin.
The best.
All right, guess you have 30 seconds to wrap it up and say your piece.
Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be here next week to entertain you folks again with my social commentary on all things around the world and currently in America.
All things outside of Guy.
All things outside of this 3-foot circle. So we'll talk about it next time, and it was good being here.
Guy can wish in one hand and shit in the other, but you all know he was voted off the island.
I am a survivor.
Thank you guys for coming and joining us for this and
Thanks
for being
for
part of
having
it.
us.
Hell yeah. We'll talk about the voting later, and we'll get contracts.
Hashtag murder boner.
I'm just wondering whether or not your voting machines came from Florida.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They're
Okay.
Bush
Ballot boxes.
sponsored.
We got theirs.
Okay, then I'm not worried about it at all.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for the Not Governed by Reason podcast,
Reason
number
will prevail.
1. American Albatross. There's Mark Jordan, Guy Luna. Fuck
That guy.
This fucking guy.
His
Hashtag
name-
this fucking guy.
His last name is like those coolers.
Like he's like the propane, the fucking
The propane
guy,
guy.
the Coleman, Josh Coleman.
I like to
ladies
think
and
of it
gentlemen.
like Gary Coleman.
What you talking about?
What you talking about? Not governed by reason?
Hashtag what? No, fuck it.
Hashtag catchphrase hypocrisy.
WWFQ.
And we'll leave it on that.
WWFQ.
Hashtag WWFQ. Thank you all for watching and or listening and or subscribing. You can now get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and of course, our website, themsgstudios.com. Also on YouTube, motherfuckers. Join us next week for some other sexy topics. We're going to watch a video. We're going to end this thing with a video.
Stay
right
beautiful.
now. Stay sexy, motherfucker.
But also,
when I'm done with this tryout, you'll go back to your sad, pitiful life. And I'll be on the Eagles. And everybody in Philadelphia will know the name Mick Poyle.
What'd you say your name is?
Mick Poyle. Doyle. Mick Poyle. Mick Poyle.
Seth.
Mick Poyle. Mick Poyle.
Chillax. Bump it. We're taking you bitches hostage. Hey, man.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Crank up the heat!
We be cool. We're even now. Bump it. The whole family's here. Hey, man. Bump it.
Bump it.
Hell, we're gonna be famous.
Hey, man. How's it hanging? Bump it. There's nothing wrong with us. Hey, man.
Bump it.
Bump it.
Crank up the heat!
We be cool. We're even now. Bump it. We get a couple glasses of milk. Hey, man. Bump it.
Bump it.
Where do you keep your pledge? You want to be a McPoyle trash bag? Then start breaking bricks, wet nips. You want to be a McPoyle trash bag? Then start breaking bricks, wet nips.
In this great and beautiful country, I have studied its roots. I have gloried in the wisdom of its magnificent Constitution and its inimitable history. I have marveled at the wisdom of its founders and its framers. Generation after generation of Americans has understood the lofty ideals